What's going on? What's going on, world? It's your boy Ryan Fraser in the building. Welcome to Boxing Talk Up North, and we just talking about some boxing, man. I woke up this morning to find out that Inoue's opponent has backed out the fight. That worries me as a fan. You know, a guy who was undisputed, probably the biggest draw down there at that weight. I don't know the logistics of the business. You know, we don't know what was offered. But I don't understand how a guy can basically say no to an opportunity at all the belts, main event. I'm pretty sure that fight was going to take place in Las Vegas, and now it seems like Naoya Inoue is forced to pivot again to another opponent, man. But before we get started into that, make sure you smash that like button, like and Wolf, y'all.
Could he fight her? Oh, big right hand! One punch! That is it! Forget about the count. It is over.
Shout out to everybody, man. It's the big boxing weekend for us. Tank Davis versus Rose, but we talking about Naoya Inoue and Picasso, I think his name is, who pulled out of the fight with him. And it just makes no sense to me. Like, you want undisputed, you think that's the highest level of boxing, especially for somebody who is not a big name, to get a crack at undisputed, all the belts against the biggest guy in the division, name wise, it down there, pretty much down there at anywhere those little weights, it makes sense to just take the fight. But it sounds to me like maybe the offer wasn't the way that they thought it was going to go. And I just think, you know, as a B-side fighter, sometimes you got to take a stand for something, right? Like, I don't know the whole logistics of this contract or what was offered, but what can I say? He knows his worth, man. And I can't be somebody to tell that guy what his worth is, right? So what I look at it as, like, is when Arnold Barboza petitioned against the WBO, you know, when he fought Ramirez on Riyadh season, he basically said, I'm not paying the sanctioning fees because you guys are not giving me you guys are not mandating me against Teofimo Lopez. Because I'm pretty sure he was number one for a while. And that's the type of things that can go your way or not go your way. It worked for Arnold Barboza because the WBO made sure in the next fight to tell him that that was an eliminator against Catterall, and he won that. So he will be mandated against Tio. But at the same time, it should have never took that, right? But that's what you got to do sometimes. You got to take your money that you need the most and go and run to the bank with it, because, you know, if you take a low cut for undisputed and you lose, then it's a lose lose for you. Like, you got nothing out of it, man. You know what I'm saying? You just say Bob some money and that was it. But, you know, obviously this guy feels like he's worth more than was offered. I don't know what the number was, but I can't knock it, man. And sometimes I know people like to say, "Oh, you know, he's a B-side fighter. He ain't bring nothing to the table." Nah, that's cool. I mean, anyway, still got to need a dance partner, right? So I do bring something to the table, or else you guys aren't gonna watch him fight. So it's kind of a weird thing that's going on right now because MJ wants to fight. He's mandated. The WBA is mandated. I think Sam Goodman is next in line though for anyway. So maybe that fight goes on Sam Goodman because he is next in line, and then MJ. But I don't know, man. I'm kind of just at a point where I like the fights that are made right now in boxing, to where I don't want to talk about the fights that are not made. So I wish anyway get opponent quick soon, so his fight doesn't have to be pushed off, because I know he's an active fighter. But at the same time, you know, who do we want to see him against? You know, me personally, I'd rather see him move up. But, you know, this is a guy who came from 108. You know, so I mean 126. That's covering a lot of ground already. But hey, man, Manny Pacquiao did it. You know what I'm saying? Very few guys have done it. But at the same time, I think that Inoue, his team, Bob, they all need to find an opponent for I think it's May. He's supposed to fight in, or June. Basically, anyways, that Las Vegas date, try to save that date, man, because you know, I know a lot of fans keep saying they want to see Inoue in America. Well, that was your opportunity. Now you might not get it back. All right, now we gonna pivot, man. Pivot over to Chris Eubank Jr. and Connor Ben. Obviously, we all know what happened there. Definitely an exciting press conference, just like we want to see,
Can
right?
tweet to the heavyweight champion of the world that he can have your leftovers?
So we getting over in the UK. You know, the UK they be getting heated in them press conferences, and Chris Eubank Jr. he definitely got one leg up right now. He definitely finessed Connor Ben. That was a situation that was obviously planned out, premeditated, and obviously it did well for those guys and for the promotion of the fight. So I'm sure Eddie Hearn, he's talking like he's mad, but I know he went to bed the first night and just had a good chuckle knowing that the pre-sale tickets are going to be sold out probably, and the pay-per-view numbers just went up. So I think it was good for promotion, good for those guys, because it's not a fight that we were talking about over here on this side of the world, the Western world. It was a fight that we were overlooking. We weren't really like, we want to see that fight. That wasn't a fight that was on our docket to watch. But I think most of us was actually saying that the zone, we hope you give us that fight for free. Like, don't make that a pay-per-view. But I think that tune can change as long as the numbers right. It could be a pay-per-view event as long as the numbers right. Like I say again, because I still think Eubank Jr. and Connor Ben are not of the level of superstar fighters, but obviously their names carry that weight. Their fathers' rivalries carry that weight. That's what it really is about. But over in the UK, it's a massive fight. Shout out to Nestor Gibbs from the Boxing Boys. He had a guy on the show named Raj who actually put out the Turkey Al Sheik video with him looking at the scorecards. And he was saying that fight over there, Eubank and Ben Juniors, is massive right now because the casual fans are involved in it. The casual fans want to see it. So that was before the egg incident. So now the egg incident has happened. I'm sure it's heightened, the fight over there, the fans, and I think they're fighting in a stadium. I'm pretty sure in a football stadium or a soccer stadium, football, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna sell out, man. It's gonna be sold out. It's gonna be a huge event for the UK. But over here, we'll be looking for the main event. I'm not sure who else is on the card. I'm not sure if any. I think Chevy Clark's coming back on the card off the loss. I want to see how he is. But honestly, the Eubank Jr. versus Connor Ben is the fight we're all going to be watching on that card. And yeah, it goes down to April, so it's coming up, man. It's coming up. And then obviously tomorrow we're gonna talk about that tonight on the live stream. Tank Davis versus Roach. We're gonna drop a few bets. Let me know who y'all think is gonna win, man. And comment in the comments who you think Inoue should fight next. If his opponent Picasso is out, is there any names in around there? Sam Goodman, MJ Akhmadaliev, or should he move up, man? And let me know what y'all think about the Chris Eubank Jr. versus Connor Ben. Is it still something you want for free over here in the Western world? Or do you think it's a pay-per-view worthy fight now that the egg incident has happened? And what do we think about that fight? Do we think it's gonna be competitive? Do we think it's gonna be boring? You know, do we think it's gonna be low level fight? Let me know your thoughts, man. And subscribe, like, and share. Like I always do, man. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
What? I will slap you if you don't move this car. I'ma slap you. I'ma slap you.